How were the Great Pyramids of Giza really built? For centuries, this question has puzzled historians and captured the imagination of people worldwide. The sheer scale of the project, with millions of stone blocks weighing an average of 2.5 tons each, seems almost impossible for an ancient civilization. This monumental feat of engineering has led to some wild speculation, with many people jumping to the conclusion that extraterrestrial help must have been involved. The idea is that an ancient alien civilization, with their advanced technology, visited Earth and either built the pyramids for us or gave the Egyptians the tools to do so. It's a fascinating thought, one that has spawned countless books, documentaries, and late-night talk show discussions. The argument for alien intervention often points to the incredible precision of the pyramids. The Great Pyramid, for example, is aligned almost perfectly with the cardinal points of the compass, a feat that would be challenging even with modern technology. How could an ancient society, supposedly without sophisticated surveying equipment, achieve such accuracy? Proponents of the alien theory suggest that this precision, along with the immense weight of the stones, is proof that human hands alone could not have completed the task. They imagine flying saucers levitating massive blocks into place, guided by beings from another star system. It paints a dramatic picture, but it's one that ultimately discounts the incredible ingenuity and resourcefulness of the ancient Egyptians themselves. While the idea of aliens building pyramids is captivating, it lacks any real, concrete evidence. There are no alien tools, no spaceship blueprints hidden in hieroglyphs, and no accounts from the time that mention visitors from the stars. Instead, what we have is a wealth of archaeological evidence that points to a much more grounded, and frankly, more impressive explanation. The truth is that we don't need to look to the stars to understand how the pyramids were built, we need to look to the people who built them. The ancient Egyptians were master builders, mathematicians, and organizers, and they left behind clues that are slowly helping us piece together their incredible methods. Attributing their greatest achievement to aliens does a great disservice to their legacy. So, if it wasn't aliens, how did they do it? For a long time, the prevailing theory was that tens of thousands of laborers dragged the stones across the desert on giant sleds. While this is partially true, it doesn't fully explain how they transported such an enormous quantity of material over vast distances. The sheer logistics of moving millions of 2.5-ton blocks from quarries, some of which were hundreds of miles away, seems like an insurmountable challenge. The friction of dragging these heavy sleds over sand would have required an immense amount of manpower, making the process incredibly slow and inefficient. This logistical puzzle has been one of the biggest sticking points for historians, leaving a gap in our understanding of this ancient wonder. But in recent years, a groundbreaking discovery has shed new light on this age-old mystery, and it's far more incredible than any alien theory. The answer wasn't found in the stars, but buried beneath the sands just a stone's throw away from the Giza Plateau. Archaeologists have unearthed evidence of a sophisticated system of canals and an ancient port right at the base of the pyramids. This discovery completely changes our understanding of the construction process. It suggests that the Egyptians didn't just rely on brute force, they harnessed the power of nature itself, using the mighty Nile River as their superhighway. This concept is often referred to as the water shaft theory. The idea is that the Egyptians engineered a complex network of waterways that brought the river's floodwaters directly to the construction site. They would have dug massive canals, creating a man-made harbor that allowed them to float the massive stone blocks almost to the foot of the pyramids. This would have dramatically reduced the distance the blocks needed to be dragged over land, solving one of the biggest logistical problems. Instead of an army of workers toiling under the hot sun, dragging stones for miles, picture specialized teams guiding barges laden with stone along a carefully constructed waterway. This system would have been a marvel of hydraulic engineering, demonstrating a level of planning and environmental manipulation that is truly breathtaking. The evidence for this intricate water system is compelling. Archaeologists have found the remains of what appears to be a central canal leading to an inland harbor near the pyramid complex. This harbor would have been bustling with activity, a central hub for all the materials needed for construction, not just the massive limestone and granite blocks, but also food, tools, and supplies for the thousands of workers living in the nearby city. This wasn't just a construction site, it was a thriving metropolis, all centered around this monumental project and sustained by the clever use of water. The discovery of this port transforms our image of the Giza Plateau from a barren desert landscape into a vibrant, water-filled industrial zone. But perhaps the most significant piece of evidence supporting this theory comes not from digging in the sand, but from a piece of ancient papyrus. Discovered in a cave near the Red Sea, this incredible document is the journal of a man named Mirror. Mirror wasn't a king or a high priest, he was a middle-ranking official, a supervisor in charge of a team of about 40 elite workers. His journal, dating back over 4,500 years to the reign of Pharaoh Khufu, is the only known first-hand account of the Great Pyramid's construction. It's a day-by-day log of his work, and it provides an unprecedented glimpse into the lives of the people who built this ancient wonder. Mirror's journal is a treasure trove of information. He details his crew's work, their rations, and their travels. Most importantly, he describes how his team would transport massive limestone blocks from the quarries at Tura, on the other side of the Nile, to the Giza Plateau. He writes about loading the stones onto boats and navigating a system of canals that had been specifically opened to connect the Nile River to the pyramid construction site. Mirror explicitly mentions the name of the destination, the Horizon of Khufu, which was the ancient name for the Great Pyramid. His account is the smoking gun, the definitive proof that the Egyptians used water transport on a massive scale. The journal describes how these journeys were timed with the annual flooding of the Nile. Each year, when the river swelled, it would fill the man-made canals, making the waterways deep enough for the heavy barges. Mirror and his men would then sail their cargo of stone directly to the Giza harbor. This process, repeated over and over by numerous teams, allowed for a steady and efficient supply of building materials. Mirror's diary paints a vivid picture of a highly organized and well-managed state project. It debunks the old image of a disorganized mob of laborers and replaces it with a picture of skilled teams working in a highly sophisticated logistical system, all orchestrated by project managers like Mirror. So, the Egyptians weren't just dragging stones across the desert, they were master mariners and hydraulic engineers. They built boats specifically designed to carry multi-ton blocks of stone. They understood the rhythm of the Nile and engineered the landscape to work for them. Once the blocks arrived at the harbor at Giza, they would have been unloaded and moved the final short distance to the pyramid's base. Even for this last leg of the journey, it's believed they used water to their advantage. By wetting the sand in front of the sleds, they could dramatically reduce friction, making it possible for a much smaller team of workers to pull the massive loads. It was a combination of brute strength, clever engineering, and a deep understanding of their natural environment. This new evidence transforms our understanding of the ancient Egyptians. It shows us a civilization that was not only ambitious in its vision but also brilliant in its execution. The construction of the pyramids wasn't the result of alien technology or some lost, magical force. It was the result of human ingenuity, incredible organization, and decades of hard, dedicated work. The pyramid builders were not just laborers, they were skilled craftsmen, engineers, sailors, and project managers. They lived in a well-established city, were well-fed, and took pride in their work, building a monument for their king that they believed would last for eternity. The story of the pyramids is the story of human potential. It's a testament to what we can achieve when we work together towards a common goal, using our intelligence and creativity to overcome seemingly impossible challenges. The real wonder of the pyramids isn't how they were built, but who built them. It was people, just like us, who looked at a barren desert plateau and envisioned a mountain of stone reaching for the heavens, and then found a way to make it a reality. Their legacy is not just written in stone, but in the incredible story of how they raised that stone. I hope this has given you a new perspective on one of history's greatest marvels. The evidence continues to be uncovered, and with each new discovery, the picture becomes clearer. If you enjoyed this journey into the past and want to uncover more secrets of ancient civilizations, be sure to subscribe to my channel, Historical Repo. We are constantly exploring the latest findings and diving deep into the questions that have fascinated us for centuries. Thank you for watching.